We have got an absolutely cracking episode today. We're going to be looking at the Tigerbark Ficus and how well they're doing after the pruning they got. We're also going to be doing a load of work on a Lonicera, which is a honeysuckle. We've also got subscriber photographs from Chris, Narina and Bonsai Bob. We might even have a quick look at the common quince, a little marmade Japanese larch. Oh, and if you wait right to the end, don't skip, you'll find out who our latest 7-year-old bonsai master is on YouTube. Hi, it's Xavier, and I'd like to welcome you to my bonsai retreat, and a bit of a mixed bag today. We've been doing lots of repotting junipers and pines and yews, and if we haven't seen that, then I've done it and you will be seeing it. But I'm also getting prepared for my big retreat holiday to Orkney, which you know I like to take every year, and more of that a little bit later. But I'm going to be dealing with Lonicera. And I used to call them Lonica, which doesn't make sense because it's not even spelt that way, but Adam of Notion Bonsai did them a lot earlier in the year, and I realised it's Lonicera, also known as Honeysuckle. And some of those that aren't the climbing variety, like this one, can often make good hatches of bonsai. So I'm not going to be repotting them because we do that in the spring, but I am going to do just a little bit of pruning, and I'll take you to that in a minute. But first, you want to know why this is here, and it's because it's about to go inside. It's my ficus, and temperatures are starting to get down around 12 degrees overnight, and as a rule, as soon as we get to that point, anything ficus-wise comes inside and starts littering leaf rubbish and bugs all over my house. But I thought I'd give you a spin now, because this obviously had the Nigel Saunders chop done to it, with lots of wireless pruning, clip and grow, and it's responded magnificently. So I'm glad I followed your advice, Nigel. But should we give it a quick spin and have a look? And then also this one down here, which evoked a lot of response in one of my shorts, and actually is one of my most popular videos. I don't know, I had 12,000 views, and for me in my channel, that's groundbreaking. But anyway, we'll have a look at that in a minute. I'm going to have to say this is looking better than it has ever looked before. So I'm just over the moon, and it's been a slow, long process, a lot of changes, but you know, I can see a real future for this. Oh, I just thought, yesterday evening, Jason Hanrahan of TheBonsaiGarden, which we all know, had one of his videos pirated, hacked, or taken by someone else from somewhere in Eastern Europe, and yeah. There was all sorts of chatter over our WhatsApp group. But yeah, apparently someone had renamed it as their own video. Anyway, Jason dealt with it, and I think there was a strike, or the video got taken down. And I think actually Bonsai Empire has had the same thing done to them as well. Well, of course, I had a look, and you know, much as I feel for Jason, I was just a wee bit jealous because no one tried to steal any of my stuff. I wonder why. Anyway, if anyone out there sees other people's videos being hacked off as someone else's material, please, can you drop comments in? I mean, I'm sure it's not going to happen to me, but yeah, made for an interesting chat last night. Anyway, let's have a spin at this. It's awesome. It's never been so healthy. Lovely, loads of growth, and I am tempted to prune it now. Although I actually love, and it's all quite small growth as well. We've got a little dead branch here which I can remove, so I'll do that. But yeah, look here, so all the things I wanted to do here are coming true. It's just like dreams. Loads of stuff in here, and all the choices I made, well, they've appeared to work out. So yeah, so that's my my Tigerbark ficus. And I know there was another debate that was engendered on I think Yelly did a poll about ficus, is it real bonsai or not? And you know, that always gets healthy debate. It's like asking where the jade is. But I think, you know, yeah, we can get some shop purchase stuff that is pretty cheap, shoddy material, and as a starter point, that's fine. We can then hone our skills, but you know, some of these, they take a while, but if you spend the time on this, is 35 years plus, and it's been worked as a bonsai. Hopefully you'll actually agree that it's vaguely looking like one. But there's some interesting chat that comes out on some of these community polls. Now, it was this little Ficus that caused all the interesting debate amongst some really interesting, well-spelt four-letter words, but you know how much I love those. But I do include them, I think. Or did I remove it? I might have removed it, actually. Anyway, here it is now. Now, this is obviously where that great big branch was that came out and dominated this way. That was removed, and for a while it looked a little bit naked. There was something missing. But this was wired across and has now been producing more and more growth. And I mean, this is where the front is at the moment, and really there's an argument to say that certainly this one can go, or maybe this one, and remove that entirely. But for now, I'm going to enjoy the growth, because sometimes trees just like to be left alone for a while, and both of these Ficus, I am going to leave them alone. But again, we've got lots of healthy growth, no bugs on them. I've probably hexed it by now, and there's even an argument, tell me what you think, of going for a new front that's somewhere in there. I'm just absolutely over the moon with how these have responded to the pruning. So, you know, if you remember that earlier short, and I'll probably do a short on this anyway, let me know whether you think in the end that was at least a positive decision. May not have been your favourite, but I think this is turning out a lot clearer, and I've got a lot more options with how I can actually, oh look, a leaf just dropped off. Maybe it's not so healthy. Yeah, so that's the Ficus. Very, very happy with that. Well, this is the first of the Loniceras. It's taken a really long time. I've picked up in the bargain basement, booked two of them, £2.50 each, and had them for about 3 years. But they really did, the first year when I repotted them, they sulked for a good year. And this is probably the first time I've actually had enough growth that I feel confident pruning it. Give it a spin. Interesting. I've put, I think there's 2 trees there. One there's obviously a twin trunk, and I've put this third one behind it to create this triple trunk effect. I'm quite happy. I can see when I do a bit of hard pruning, it'll look pretty impressive. There it is. And as I say, pruning in the spring, and then as and when growth shoots beyond the profile. I won't go too heavy on this, because as I say, it's the first year when it's looking pretty good. But repot, I might have a look at the repot on this in the spring. But apart from that, it's a shrub, so you know they're fairly hardy and forgiving. But before we do this, do you know, I've had some more subscriber pics sent to me, and you know how much I love seeing pictures of real bonsai, because we don't see that much in this garden. But I'm gonna flash them up now, and a big thank you to the people who sent photos through. Over to Subscribers Corner then. Well, hopefully you enjoyed seeing someone else's work, and please, that's a Beatles song, is that Please Please Me? Please Please Me. No, I'm thinking of tell a secret. Do you want to know a secret? Yeah, we know that. And I promise not to tell. Whoa, whoa. Closer. I'm not going to whisper in your ear. This is getting stupid, isn't it? You can tell this is going to be a filler video for when I'm having fun up in the Orkneys, and which I promised I wasn't going to do any work for or anything, so there will be a proper break. No, but seriously, if you want your photos to come up and show that you can do better bonsai than me, which isn't actually saying too much, all you need to do is send them to expressionsbonsai@gmail.com. Ideally, they have a reasonable amount of bit rate or data rate, but not so much that you have to send one picture per email, which I know a lot of you have done. All you need to do if that happens is just reduce the size so that it's is it called compacting or something, so that it's suitable for the web or something. And normally you compact it down to about 200 doodahs. A doodah is a measure of compaction, apparently. I'm off on one again, aren't I? Come on, let's go back to this, shall we? Now, this may surprise you, but this may not be that technically difficult. We've got some long leggy growth here. Probably in the springtime I'll take it a lot further back, because I'm not sure how they flush this time of the year, so I want to keep some growth. So I am literally just going to be doing exactly what you see on the screen. I might resolve any don't like that branch at all, actually, or that, but I might resolve obviously threes and junctions like that. In fact, I'll probably take that back to there. We've got some nice stuff here. That's got 2 leaves. The reason I am being a little bit careful is because the one good thing that happens this time of the year is root production, so we'd probably quite like to see that happen. As for cuttings, I'm sure these make great cuttings. That branch is a bit manky, don't like it. It's a great big long area where there's nothing on it. That looks like a dead one. Got a stub in here. Get rid of that. It's quite leggy, but we'll take it back just a wee bit. That's a bit low down there. Don't know whether I want that. Don't want that one coming out of the crotch there. And ultimately don't want those either. I think when you look at them though, I actually find they're quite a foldy, pretty leaf. They're a very feminine leaf, I think. If I'm allowed to say that. Can I say it's feminine? Well, feminine can mean anything. No, I know what feminine means. Anyway, we won't go there. I think that's a lovely leaf. Okay, yeah, I lied, and you knew it. I've ended up taking off probably 50% of the foliage. It's just that's funny when you get those clippers in your hands. You just keep going and going and going. It's a bit like trying to adjust sideboards or sideburns, isn't it? You ever found it with your parents when you're younger? They just slowly move up there until eventually it was easy to just put a bowl on your head and just cut around that. Am I off on one again? I think I am, aren't I? Anyway, this is the first one done, so let's have a quick spin of that, and you can also enjoy the root spread on it as well. It's going to be a really interesting tree. Not sure the pot's right. It's an old sort of ceramic-y, I think they call them drum pots. I've cut back a lot more, and all along here there are loads of little bud points, and I think it's only because I hadn't really watched how they respond to this sort of late pruning. I took off more than I probably intended, and you know, branches like this one will come right back, and that'll be work I'll do in the spring. But you know, you look at the roots that are coming off here, it's going to be really, really interesting. Say Lonicera. Well, I must put some paste on those. Interesting roots coming out here, and I like this. It's almost mangrovey look about it. So yeah, I think this has a great future ahead of it, actually, if I don't go too heavy on it. But that's number one. And here's the second one, and fun enough, I've done the same thing. In this case, it's actually 3 different trees that I've put together. They must have got them in a pot. I don't know why I'm holding my hand like that, but you know what a pot looks like. I don't need to show you, do I? Yeah, and I must have put them all together like that. That was even before Tony was doing his clumps. So I must have thought of that, and no one's ever done it before, I bet. Yeah. So anyway, that's 3 together. There's loads of growth on this, and I'm going to do my best to remove it all. So as I finish spinning, I'm sure by the time we come back, with the magic of my editing, the next time you see it spinning, it'll have had a haircut. What do you think? And then if that edit is good, you'll notice how it's changed so much once I've pruned off all of that growth. Especially if I do a seamless cinematography spectacular edit. Probably won't. Anyway, so there it is, but I'm hoping that you can see the dilemma I'm facing already. And that dilemma has nothing to do with shall I have lunch or shall I wait for my garden visitor Paddy, who's visiting today at 12:30. And in fact, I've got Matt also visiting from the fishy part of the world, the fishy part of England. And Matt was actually at Tony's Bonsai Extravaganza, so he's visiting me tomorrow after going to Greenwoods. Which means, if he goes to Greenwoods, he'll spend all his money and he won't spend anything here. Which is probably a good thing, because I'm fast losing trees that regularly appear on the videos. So anyway, let's go back to my dilemma. And I'm hoping you've all been going, me, 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 me. I know exactly what the problem is. We follow up here, and if you look at the thickness of the trunks, then you've got to proportionally think about taper and how much higher it would be. It's, at the moment, if you look at it, it's going up and up and up, and we've got this great big straight section, and there's something coming off here and something off here. It's the left-hand side of the tree, and I just can't help feeling that the answer to the dilemma would be that. Timber! Okay, very ugly, I know, but you know, I think these bud very, very well. So if we've established this is the lower part and we've got this here, then again, what have we got here? We've got a very, very straight bit. So there's only one answer again, and it involves that. Okay, so now we've got this. So we're looking at this one, which is at the back, actually being our main tree. Now I know this goes on for ages, but I want to keep a little bit of growth on this thing. So I'll leave that. This is going to be cut right back here, I'd imagine, but I'm a little bit nervous about some of these bigger cuts. But the good thing is I didn't pay a fortune for this. Now here we go, we go up here. Now ideally we're looking that height. That's quite a straight section, so I actually need something coming from there. Out the back here, we've got a branch coming this way, there's one there. We'll cut that one off for now. I think it's, in fact I know it is, it's going to go down lower. Okay, so, I mean this is definitely going to encourage the tree to push something out. So we've got here, we can't really go much higher than about here, can we? Okay, so we take that, that means we need to be looking for something here. Well, we can definitely remove that. Probably remove that. And, that's going off way too far in the distance, isn't it? Well, let's just take that end bit off for now and leave that. Okay, it's a bit asymmetrical, assy. That's horrible, but I think for now that's as much of the dilemma as I want to resolve. So that's a bit of fun with Lonicera. I mean, I do it already. That's looking more like a tree shape or a clump shape. That great big, tall, leggy growth. It was healthy. I think it'll do fine. And come spring, we'll see how it responds. What I will do is add my bone meal for a good bit of roots. And I love this triple chunk. Triple chunk. I think it's really nice. I like it. I like both of them. So that's there. If this isn't a very long video, I might actually show you quickly how my common quince is doing. Would you like that? I bet you would. So now this is the quince, and this was a cutting that was actually passed over to me by Dawn Isaac, who, as you all know, does ceramics, makes my pots. She makes lots of other people's pots, to be fair. Actually, I don't know if you know if she makes pots for me anymore. I'm not enough. So very happy with that. But you know, you've seen it being worked on through the years. There's little clips here and there. Got a little thing here growing, I'll keep that because that'll make a good sacrifice. But what I will do is that wire's been on for a while, and what will happen is it's places here where it'll bite, and we'll see that. So I'm gonna be removing that wire. I'll get rid of a few dead ends, stuff like this. But all I want to do is really just prune it back in. I'm not looking to get another flush, but just want to bring the shape back in a bit. We've actually had quite a nice bit of growth here. Got the brown spot or whatever. So there is little insects playing around with these things. In fact, that needs to come back a lot. Some of these decisions, obviously, the main time is going to be the spring. And we are heading into the autumn, so I don't actually want to be taking off too much growth, although to be fair, this has been pretty prolific. But we've got 3 points here. Ideally I'd like the smaller stuff, but they're almost opposing each other, so I need to remove one that's conflicting with this side. And where we're talking about stuff where I could probably remove to here, I'm not certain whether that'll cause another flush to occur, but there's bud points there. If we look, there'll be bud points there and there. I will wait until the spring and then I'll cut right back to there. I'll probably cut back to there actually. For now I'll keep that leaf on there. I'm keeping 2 or 3 sets of leaves here. I've just got this one and this one, but we've got some upward growth. I need to decide whether I want to keep the smaller and get rid of one of these two here, and the truth is I don't, so I can get rid of that. A bit of clearing up. And as I say, I'm just going around, keeping a little bit of growth on it, enough that we're going to be still feeding the roots. And I'll just continue to work my way around like that, like any deciduous tree at this time of the year, trying to get the balance of not removing too much foliar growth, that it hasn't got anything to support and drive that root growth, but enough that I can just keep a vague shape. We've got really brown spot on that, so I don't want that. So we'll just get a bit of bone meal on here. And not the most attractive, but then neither am I. We'll put this into a shadier part of the garden, and hopefully we'll see a great load of root growth, and working on it again next year. Let me show you just something else. There's always something else to show, isn't there? What do you think of that? It's a larch. It was from a sapling done in oops, can already see a bit of pruning here. Sapling done in no. Yeah, really lovely. Nice thick trunk. I mean, it's still. I'm going to keep this as obviously as Mame potentially go up for showing, but this was part of the batch of 40 saplings that I purchased way back when the world was young, and again we're at that time where we can just do a little bit of pruning on it, bring it right back in, leave that up there for now. I don't know where it's going. I'll probably see it better in the winter. I've got this hair, this is quite heavy up here, that'll probably go, to be honest, but I just love larch, really love larch. A bit flat that way, but yeah. So, from Xavier, hoping you enjoyed that little bit of a distraction from the main body of work which is going on with pines and junipers. Loads of other different species to play with. I mean, I've even got this ash forest concoction with Mr. Rhino drinking very, very algaic water. Algaic, isn't that a good word? I wonder if it really exists. Algaic, I like it. Anyone know how to spell it? In fact, if it doesn't exist, you can make up your own spelling. Algaic, put it down in the comments. Yeah, so we've got the ash here, love it, and I'm going to go and have some lunch before my guest Paddy arrives. So, oh, and his little lad's got a channel, and I'll put a link to one of his videos up. We always like to support our younger bonsai enthusiasts, so have a look and make sure you say hi to him. So, from Xavier, who's still got loads of other stuff to do, I'll say thanks very much for watching. Hope you enjoyed it, hope you got something out of it. If you didn't, don't tell me in the comments. All the best, God bless, happy bonsaiing. Cheers.